Yo, what's going on? So I've been debating long and hard about making this because it could be a career suicide move. Maybe people are going to hate it. Some people are going to say someone needed to say it. People are going to be pissed just because of what's happening right now. So I'm just going to let you know the facts. And this is really how it is right now in the state of Minnesota. And this is building on stuff with the fraud. I'm in the industry. I've been in the industry for 23 years. I know how this is going. I can see the writing on the wall. It's been this way for years, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm coming on here just so there's clarity because people want to have their opinions on what's happening. Well, I'm going to give you the truth, and this is just straight facts. Not going to talk about the smalling stuff, but I'm going to build on that with construction in general or landscaping or lawn care or all these things are affected. I'm going to tell you why. So Minnesota is a sanctuary state, and that's how they set it up. I'm not the guy who made the rules. I'm just letting you know how it is. So what happens in my industry or in siding, roof, whatever, it doesn't really matter what the industry is I have competitors as of the last 4 or 5 years. So what they do is if they're illegal, they'll start a business. And what they usually do, there's a one guy in particular, I'm not going to say his name or the name of the company. But what they do is he'll marry an American citizen, put the business in her name, right? And this is how they beat you, how they win in competition. Then they don't pay insurance. Like if you want a business and you want to say, hey, the business has to be insured, correct? I have insurance, right? But then there's liability insurance, work comp insurance, there's unemployment insurance, and those are super high premiums in the construction industry. So with these insurances that you have to be in business, on each employee, your price has to go up to reflect that so you can pay them and make money. So the way people do this is that if you have, let's say I have 5 guys that are legal, right? I can pay them $15 an hour cash. Then I don't have to have work comp insurance on them. I don't have to have unemployment insurance on them. But if I pay them cash, then they're not paying taxes and I can charge a lower price so I can undercut everyone. Does that make sense? Also, what's happening is if you just get paid cash, you're not showing an income. And because we're a sanctuary state or sanctuary cities, they get to have all the benefits. So they get like free healthcare, free food. So even though that you say, well, they're working, yes, but in the same way, they're taking, they're working, and they're undercutting all the American businesses, wiping them out. And on top of that, they're taking the free stuff. So just shine a little light on that. You can say, I believe this guy, I don't. I've been in the industry for 23 years. I know what I'm talking about. Ask an actual business owner. Go ask him. Go ask him, what are you getting out of this? Or do you see this? They know it, dude. So every day that this happens, guys are getting destroyed. Like 5 gutter companies went out of business last year because of this. So these are hardworking American people that pay their taxes, that took the risk, that feed their families. And these guys come in and they just destroy it. And then on top of it, people go, what happened to the quality? What happened to the quality? Well, the quality is gone because you decided to use the guy at a half price and then you got shit quality. And then you want guys like me or whoever to come fix it. Well, under, again, the state law, I didn't write the law. Now, if I touch that house, I'm liable. From a business standpoint, that makes no sense. So now I have to tell you, hey, bud, I can rip it off and do it again. And now you're mad. So it's like, it's a catch-22. Like everyone's so mad about this. Oh my God, I can't believe this. But at the same time, it's deeper than just the other stuff that's happening on the news. So it goes deep, farther and farther and farther down this rabbit hole that people aren't even aware of. And you're sitting there going, I can't even believe this is happening right now. I'm not going to have a business anymore. So my taxes got robbed. I don't get anything. They keep going higher. Or if you were just a normal worker, you're getting the crap tax out of you. I'm sorry, that's what it is in Minnesota. That's how we operate. Then we're going to give it all away. Whatever the number is, I don't know. I'm not an investigator and I'm not in the investigation. And that's none of my business. But then on top of that, okay, I go work harder. I'll just pay the taxes. Well, then you have these other guys coming through, pulling their pants down, charging half price, still getting paid their money, and then they get to get the free benefits on top of it, which puts me out of business. So it's like, just made a quick video, not blaming anybody. I'm just coming out here to let you know what the heck is really going on. So that was it. Hope you guys have a great day. Didn't mean to bring you more bad news to it. I'm just letting you know what's really happening on the ground in our world. All right? Have a good one. Yo, what's happening? So, did not think that video was going to get any views, and I wasn't making it for that purpose, but I got a bunch of DMs. So, I wrote some stuff down and answered some questions because people are yelling this and that and the other. And usually the people that are yelling the loudest aren't in the industry. They don't know anything about the industry, but they want to have an opinion. And I get it. I'm cool. Let's have a conversation about it. There's no reason to yell about it, and that's not going to fix anything. So one of the things that one of the guys DM'd me yesterday, he said, well, you're just a racist. One of the things I got. I'm like, well, I never said I don't like Mexicans. I said illegal businesses. I never said if they're Mexican businesses. I said illegal in general. So some of the Mexicans are some of the hardest working people out there, hands down. I'll argue that all day long. So that's not what I was saying. That was taken out of context. If you thought that's what I said, but I didn't. But to break it down further to people that don't understand, I'll give you a couple examples. Here's one guy said to me, he said, why don't you play the same game and why don't you just get a bunch of illegals? Good point. Let's go with that one. So let's say I got 4 or 5 guys, right? And they're illegal. They're not papers. They're not citizens, right? Well, for one, business insurance and like regular insurance for like trucks and stuff is not the same. So let's say I have a $150,000 setup that I've worked hard for and I have this paid off setup in general, right? I put 2 guys in that setup. Let's just say they get into a car accident. God forbid. It's not saying it's their fault. Let's just say they got into an accident. Some lady in a van, her kids got hurt, and this guy broke his legs. My insurance company is going to say, well, they're not on the policy, so we're not covering this. Fair enough? And then that lady's going to go, well, you're not insured. What kind of business are you running? And then she sends it over. Now she's suing me. So these 3 people, the 2 guys I hired, the lady, and now my business, now that just wiped me out. Okay, let's take it a step further. Let's say I got a regular citizen. Doesn't matter, white, black, green, purple, red. It don't matter. He's the driver. He's insured. The other guy's I'm hiring this guy and he won't be the driver. Let's say I'm in the industry. You're going up 40 feet in the air. It's dangerous, right? Let's say he falls, breaks his back, but he doesn't have work comp insurance, right? Because I can't insure him. So now is he just screwed? How is that fair for him? So he has a broken back. He's in a wheelchair. Now his wife doesn't have an income. Now his wife decides to sue the homeowner because I don't have work comp on him, and that's illegal in this state. And then all of a sudden she sues me. Now it's a lose, lose, lose again. So these are just answering your questions. So around this circle, we must keep going. Like, it doesn't matter how you keep cutting this pie. And then another thing just to bring up for tax purposes. Okay, let's say there's 5 gutter guys, right? And they're charging $12 a foot. In our industry, that's a fair price. I mean, I understand guys going like, I'm at 12, he's at 11. I'm batting 800. I'm not the one complaining here. I'm saying as a whole, this is what's hurting people. So now, all of a sudden, now I lost my train of thought, but we're having these guys, what was I even saying now? Now I blanked because I off-tracked myself. But, it'll come back to me. What was I going? Oh, the taxes. So let's say these guys are charging 10 a foot because at their cost, with work comp insurance and unemployment insurance on one guy, usually run about $10,000. So say these guys have employees. So if they have 5 guys, it costs them $50,000 more to operate, correct? This guy doesn't. So he undercuts that. And then we all buy from the same supply houses, right? We're all buying from the same supply houses. So we're all kind of around the same. Well, this one guy doesn't want to play, which is fair because it's business. So it's kill or be killed. You kill what you eat. He goes to a different state, gets it cheaper, right? He puts these 5 out of business. So now about $1 million of taxes are being taken, gone. That's feeding into Minnesota. Now all the supplies he's paying for to the people that work at the supply houses, now they're taking that, right? Am I crazy? So now they're not getting the taxes. So now we're a couple million out in taxes. Now they're keeping all the cash. But in that same sentence, everybody screams, we got to keep raising taxes. We need more money. Well, he just eliminated right there that business. He eliminated $2 million. And then he ain't putting it back into the pool for everyone else. I'm not advocating for higher taxes. I'm saying, look at the example. So no matter how you keep cutting this pie, it's not good. Like, if guys are $1 a foot or $2 a foot cheaper, I get it. But you can't have 5 crews of guys at $6 a foot. That doesn't add up. That's what I'm getting at. So if this is a board game of Monopoly and I roll a 3, I get to move 3 places. When he rolls a 3, he gets to move 10. That's all I'm getting at. So there's more ways than just what's happening, what I was talking about yesterday. And yes, it is a law. You can look it up. I posted on the last video. Stinking Walls is bragging about it to the world. We're paying all the stuff out of Minnesota pocket. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm trying to be fair with it. I'm trying to be honest and tell you what it is and not come out here and just act like a psychopath and like start arguments. I'm just telling you from a perspective of my perspective what's happening. Because I'm not, like, a lot of Mexicans do good work, but the guys that are just slapping crap on to get paid at $15 an hour, like, who does good work for $15 an hour? Nobody. I wouldn't do good work for $15 an hour, and I'm a high-end company. I use better quality, better hangers, better caulk, better aluminum, and I do a better job. So I charge more, which is fine. I'm not bitching about that. But what I am saying is when guys are slapping stuff on and they're not being honest, bad stuff happens. Now stuff's leaking. Now people are pissed. Like, it does, shit rolls downhill. Whether you be white, black, green, it doesn't matter the race, which it seems like a lot of people on here are turning it into that because they don't have an argument. So they want to go right to race or they want to go to something else, which is not what the case is. It's just legal business versus an illegal business. It's not anything to do with Mexican, Russian, nothing. I'm just saying in general. So that's what I'm getting at. And to go back to the point where you were saying like, oh, why don't you just hire them and do the same thing? Let's say I'm on the news, right? I take your advice. All right. That accident happens. Dude, you're going to crucify me. Now you're going to say, whoa, Caleb, you didn't have this insured. You should be held liable for this lady and this kid. But I took your advice because you don't know anything about business. So it's a double-edged sword. No matter how I cut this pie, it can work against me the same way. It's just, if we all have a set of rules that we all have to abide by, that's all we're asking for. Because if we're going to play the same game, the same rules apply. One guy commented, he's like, oh, you just didn't have a good year. I had a great year. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything about my personal year. I killed it. So it's about how do your sales better. I bat 800, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I bat 800 all day. So I'm saying in a generalization, if you keep this pace, it's not good for anything. That's all I'm saying. So, and it goes back to where people are going to flip out and say, we need higher pay. We need higher pay. We need higher pay. Okay. So in my industry, if I pay you way more, then my price has to reflect, or even let's just take McDonald's. If I pay you for McDonald's from 8 to 15, the product must go up, correct? So if the product goes up and then everybody complains, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. We can't live. We need higher pay. It's like this snake that keeps eating its own tail. It never ends. Like, and then all of a sudden, now the suppliers are like, well, they're charging more. We got to charge more. Then the material goes up. Then the pay goes up. And then pretty soon nobody can afford it. So it's like this crazy thing that just keeps on happening. And that's all I'm getting at. It was just a simple post. I'm not defending myself. I'm answering a couple questions. Because a lot of people out there, I'll be honest, dumber than a bag of hair. Okay. Just smart enough to chew their food and not choke on it. Like literally that's how I feel sometimes talking. Like you're looking for an argument. You have no ground. You don't know anything of what you're talking about. You're not even in the industry. And you just want to come on here and run your big mouth because you have nothing better to do with your life. And all you want to do is start arguments for your team. And here's the problem. We know this is a true thing, right? But it's called pride. So sometimes when you're wrong, and I'm wrong a lot, you know what I'd say? You know what? I apologize. For that little 2 seconds of time, you might have to eat it a little bit. It's a little bit of, oh man, I was wrong, you're right. But people don't want to do that. They just want to double it down and keep running their mouth, even when they know they're wrong. It's called humility. It's not that big of a deal if you have a little humility. It's fine. That's called being human. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I got to go do bids, and then I'm going to go out for a buddy. We're going to go to lunch and whatever. So just answering those questions. I wasn't talking to everybody, but sometimes, dude, you take a little bit of something and run with it. Like, what did race have to do with anything? It had nothing to do with that. So that's all I'm getting at. It's just people want to throw stuff around that's 100% not true. So anyway, I'll let you be. Have a great day. Stay safe. We'll talk to you. Yo, what's going on? So after a couple days of watching something go that viral that I didn't think was going to, I decided on a lot of thought on what I wanted to say, and I'm just going to keep it truthful. And I'm going to tell you a story and tell you why I love the trades. Instead of arguing about who's left, who's right, who's wrong, who's right, let me just tell you what it is from a perspective of a guy like me. And I'm going to tell you a story. And it might be babbling, it might ramble, but there's a point to all this, I promise you. So I'll tell you a story. There was a kid, once upon a time there was a kid, which is me, who grew up, normal household, wasn't great, wasn't bad, everything like that. I went down a path as a teenager that wasn't good, and I can admit this, and I'm not scared of it. I'll tell you the truth. I got into drugs at a young age. I'm talking teenage years, you know what I mean? And it wasn't because I was just, I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to do this and that. That's not what it was about. It was just like, not making excuses either. The parents divorce, stuff's happening, that's bad. You're in the wrong place, wrong time, you're drinking, you try it, boom. That's how it happened. Anyway, so why I love the trades. This is a story of why the trades are so important to me and why I said what I said. Because I just wanted to be honest. So as that happened, I got so bad I became homeless for a while. It got bad. I went to a treatment center, New Hope, 20th and Cedar, Minneapolis. I went there, 180 days of inpatient. And let me tell you what, being a teenager going through that experience, as all your friends are talking about college and what they're going to do with their life, and the decisions I made that were my fault, that's why I was there. It wasn't anybody else's fault. It wasn't because of the divorce. It wasn't, Caleb just decided to do those things, and that's where it got me. But as I was in there, I learned more from this place. It was insane. I learned a lot by listening. There's men in there that are 40, 50, 60 years old. It was crazy. And I distinctly remember this one time I was in there, and these guys are arguing, like screaming at each other. How many times they've been there? They were bragging. Well, I've been here 30 times. Well, I've been here 40 times. And I remember being a teenager sitting there thinking, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're arguing how many times you put yourself into a treatment center? So I got exposed to that really young, and I was like, okay. And I walked away thinking this is the dumbest conversation I ever heard in my life. A couple weeks go by, I'm sitting in this room, it's like a game room there. Guys are playing spades, right? And they're, again, arguing. Well, at least I'm not a crackhead. Well, at least I just smoke weed and drink every day. Well, at least I'm not a heroin addict. This is all going somewhere, by the way. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, do you guys realize we're all under the same roof right now? Do you realize that? We all led to this moment. No matter what you did, it got you here. So everyone's judging everyone else, which was crazy. I remember thinking that, like, this is nuts. So it wasn't the treatment center itself by like what they taught me. It was actually by me listening going, oh, I don't want this life. And by the time it was at the end of the 180 days, I became friends with all these guys. And all the bragging they did and all the crap talking they did, they all told me one thing. I said, if you can give me one piece of advice, what would it be? And they all said it in a different way. If I could go back to your age, I would have got it right the first time. And that hit me so hard, I was like, lesson learned, I'm out of here, I'm never doing that. Was over 20 years ago. So when I got out, you go back to the hometown, which I won't say, whatever, doesn't really matter. And everyone's talking crap, like, whispering, this he's going to go back. I mean, 99% of people are talking crazy crap. So I didn't really have a purpose. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I got into the gutter game. And me going to that gutter game saved me. This is why this is so important to me. These guys took me under their wing. This is, again, as a teenager, and now I can afford an apartment. And you're grinding. And if you're in the trades, you know what I'm talking about. 110-degree weather, -40. Yeah, we chose to be there. I'm not trying to get sympathy here. But you're going to grind, dude. And there's no line in this game. Like, if you go to college, you can cheat. You can't cheat in the trades because we can see your work. And the one thing that I love about the trades is, like, they check each other. Like, that's how it used to be. Like, oh, that ain't going to fly. That work ain't going to fly. These people are working hard for their money. Like, you ain't going to we ain't doing that. And that's what attracted me to the trades. Guys telling the truth. Guys busting their ass. Guys breaking their hands. Guys were grinding out because they want their families to have the best, right? So that's what attracted me to the trades. Now, as you get older into it, you're like, okay, I want to make more money. And then you start your own business. $700 to your name, no one's going to give you a loan. You risk it all. That's what happened. People say, yeah, right. No, it's true. $700, I took out credit cards, $150,000. Didn't know how we were going to pay it back. I had a business partner at the time named Jordan. So we did this. And we're paying our mortgages on credit cards, dude. We're shitting our pants every day. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know we're good at this. It's been 13 years. We know we're good at what we do. We just got to get the work. So we're grinding. Anyway, so we go through that whole phase, and then we start to get some headway. We start to make it, right? Mm-hmm. So this is why it's such a crazy game to play. So in a way, like, this world saved me. It gave me a purpose. It gave me drive. I didn't want to sit at a desk. I didn't want to do those things, but I had a chance for redemption. I had a chance to get back into it and learn from the older guys, because if you get in the trades, you don't go to college. Just find a guy that's been in it for 30 years. He'll teach you everything you need to know and way more than they'll teach you. That's what I've learned. So the life I have now is not glamorous by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I'm not rich. But my wife, another story to sidetrack it, my wife was actually pregnant at 16. So if you look at my life and my wife's life as we started off, because we're dumb and we're young, we don't know anything, like, to the world standards, they would have thrown us away. But when we met, we had this crazy, we helped each other. We didn't argue. Like, nowadays, that's what drives me nuts. Nowadays, people are like, well, women should do this and men should do this. And like, you're so busy arguing about stupid stuff when we would build each other up. The person that encouraged me the most was my wife. And my wife stayed home and I worked my ass off, missed birthdays, Christmas. I mean, I missed everything because I didn't want to have that feeling of homelessness, of all those things inside. You never want to feel that again, so you grind as hard as you can. And you don't want someone to be disappointed in you because these people are dependent on you. That's what the trades brings to guys like me, and I'm not special. And a lot of the guys that are just blue-collar guys, that's their story or stories like that. So I'm not a special guy by the stretch of the imagination, but what that does is it opens up a world. Like, I could never make it in a white-collar world. Are you crazy? They would never have me there. They're like, look at this guy. You know what I mean? But that's why it's so important to keep them protected. Whether you're in the union, it doesn't matter. Like, all those guys, I love all those guys. I love the culture of it. I love everything about it. So I know I got a lot of DMs with a lot of people that talk, I don't care. I'm like, I'm not your sponsor, dude. I'm not this guy up here like you're going to follow that's going to help you and lead you to the promised land. I'm just some regular ass dude like you. Just like me and you. We're the same, dude. Like, I'm just trying to make it through this world. And I have good kids, I have a good marriage, but it's hard to work on that stuff, dude. I'm just telling you now. And is if you build it together and you can make it happen. And people that are commenting and saying, oh, I looked at your profiles, dude. Like, you're an IT guy. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you live in a different world than I live in. And that's okay, because we need everyone to make this work, right? So it's just so many people out there like arguing about everything and this political thing and this and that. But guys in general, there are just people that are blue collar bust their ass. Everyone busts their ass. So I think as a whole, a collective whole, when we go grind it out every day and people are mad and throwing a crap fit about this whole ICE thing, it's like, we're giving up our lives, dude. Because when I'm going out to make money, I'm giving my time. I'm missing these memories. And then you can just take it from me and then use it for your gain. That's a kick in the dick to all American people. Not just me, not just trade guys, it's to everybody. Of course you're going to feel a certain type of way. You've missed out on so many things and sacrificed so much that's bullshit. And you know it, and I know it. And if people say, well, it's not fair. Well, life ain't fair. I'm sorry to tell you that, and I don't have all the answers for you, and I'm not going to come up with this great speech either that is going to make everyone feel good, because you can't. It's not how it works. But if you just keep eroding the fabric of what this is, sooner or later there's going to be nothing left anyway, and then we're all screwed. So that's why I brought up that whole post, the first post. That was the whole point of it, dude. Like, my wife has her business. We work together. She became very good at what she did. 15 years, master therapy. Like, she's so good at what she does. Hey, let's go for it. Let's do what we did the first time. I want you to have success. I want my wife to be more successful than me. Why wouldn't I want that? And people are obviously my DMs being like, oh, you hate women, you're more conservative. I'm like, my whole family is. So if I'm more conservative in general nature, now I don't want my wife to succeed? Now I want my wife to be under me? No, dude, I love my wife. My wife loves me. The first time we went on the first date, you know what I told my wife? After dating around and whatever, this is what I told her. She said, what are you looking for? And this is my honest to God, this is what I told her. So the things that mean the most to me is honesty, being truthful with each other, and open communication, because without that, it's never going to work. And this is what every person wants, I think, deep down inside. I said, I just want to be loved for who I am. I want you to love Caleb because he's Caleb, and if you're willing to take my flaws with me, Great. That's how I looked at it. And she's done that, and I've done that with her. So that's why it works. I've been together for 16 years, and that's why we're like a team. Like, if I'm busy, she cleans. If she's busy, I clean. It's like just back and forth trade-off, and we just keep leveling each other up. And as you grow, all the kind of those things will fade away because you get smarter as you get older. Like those little tiny things that maybe weren't so great about you, and you grow up, and then you just get better at life in just general. So it's just, that's why I don't talk on social media, dude. Look at my posts. Have I posted in the last like 5 years? No, just about stuff that I do with work. Like, because I don't want to have the argument, the conversation, and all. It goes nowhere, really, is what it does. So, in my heart of hearts, I'm blue collar to the core. I love every guy in every trade. I mean, look at this. Do you like the roads? There's 45% of America doesn't pay taxes, and you sit on and you whine and you cry about nothing, and it's not fair. But do you like how you drive on those roads? Do you like your electricity? Do you like the plumbing and the nice warm water that comes out of your shower? Do you like your stadiums? Do you like your hospitals? So on behalf of every trades guy out there and blue collar worker, you're welcome. We do that. We grind that out. We bust our ass. We're out there in 110 degree in negative 20. We're out there busting our hands, breaking our backs, blowing our shoulders, blowing our kneecaps. That's us as a whole, and everybody. And it's funny, like, I just look at the same way I looked at that treatment, the ways those guys were talking, and it just clicked for me, like, why are you breaking? This is the same thing I look at society. The funny thing is, 50% of my clients are liberal. I live in Minnesota, dude. But here's what the funny thing is, and I bet you a third of those are gay. And here it's kind of screwed up. So what happens all the time. They call me and they're like, do you work the LGBTQ community? And in my mind, I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I'm like, is your money green? Yeah, good, I'm your guy. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're conservative, if you're liberal, you're going to get the same quality of work from me, and you're going to get the best products on the market. And I'm going to do it just as good a job in your house as I'm going to do on your house. To me, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, everyone's always, yeah, we can't help everybody. We can't pay for everybody. And now we're learning that they're bringing all these other people in, and to get their votes, they're letting them commit fraud, and they're funneling money to them. And they're funneling money back to the parties so they can have more power. And it's like, dude, this whole thing's a joke. This whole thing is a complete nightmare. It's a complete joke. And it proved my point on that first post. Everyone's just arguing over stupid shit. You don't even know what you're talking about, half of you. Some guy's not even from Minnesota. He's like, the illegals don't get free stuff. Yes, they do. You Googled it. Of course it doesn't say that. Yes, they do. In 2023, Walz was up on stage, and he was bragging how we're going to make Minnesota's going to pay for it all. I put the bill in the video, bro. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Just because it doesn't say it on Google, it doesn't mean anything. Every guy in the trades knows. Like, we all know. Like, what are you talking about? So I want to come and clarify, if you look at from that perspective, from what I did with my life and how I ruined it myself, because nobody gave me that pipe and put it in my mouth. Caleb did that. That's the problem, that nobody wants to take accountability for anything. And I'll tell you, the hardest thing I ever did in my life is I looked myself in the mirror and I said, how did I get to this point? I didn't say, oh, look at my parents are mean to me because I didn't have I didn't have the cool stuff like that kid had. That didn't come out of my mouth. I literally said, how did I get here? You made a decision, and we're not going to make that decision again. I took full responsibility for my actions, and then I changed it. It was legitimately that easy. Like, that's exactly what I did. I smoked for 22 years. In 27, I'm not looking for praise. I'm saying my daughter, my wife, like, gotta stop smoking, 2 packs a day. 2023, November, I walked up the stairs. I couldn't breathe. I'm like, I can't breathe anymore. I'm not even 40 yet. And I just said, what am I doing? I took the pack, I threw it away. Done. Haven't smoked since. Now, can everyone do that? No. But in that moment, I'm like, this is no longer good for my health. So I'm not going to do this anymore. But if you can make a decision and stick with it, and people are going to laugh at you, and they're going to talk crap about you. And there's like 5 people that told me they believed in me for my business. And literally everyone else I've ever met laughed. They're like, this guy's never going to make it. Da, da, da. I mean, who cares, dude? Why are you so worried about what other people think? Worried about what your closest people think about you. And along the way, you can help people. Like, help people do things. How come you don't help? Dude, you don't know anything about me. I'm just making a video, but I'm just trying to give at least a message of where my perspective's coming from. Why I love people that are just blue collar people, because they're ball busters, dude. I'm not saying the white collar is not, but I'm saying is like, dude, they're grinders. they have this tenacity, they have this edge about them, they have this realness. Like, trade the realness that they ain't gonna lie to your face. People are so two-faced. They lie to every, oh, it's not that bad. Yes, it is, dude. Yes, let's be honest now. You can say it in a nice way. I'll give you an example. If I go with my buddy Bobo, and we go out to have some drinks, and he has a big stuff on his face, and he's going to look like an idiot, should I not say anything because I don't want to, it makes it weird? Or if I say, hey, Bob, you got something right here, bud. And now he knows the information. Oh, now there's something on my face. I can wipe it away and fix the problem. So if you don't know you have a problem, how are you supposed to fix it? Now we know we have a problem, and now we have to fix it. And sometimes the way to fix things, you have to go backwards to go forward. If you have a mold infestation in your house, you're going to have to rip the sheetrock off and and start doing demo, dude. Or else you're just going to live in it, and then you're going to have mold spores everywhere, and then you're going to die. So when something comes up like that, you have to go back to fix it. And sometimes it sucks to fix things because you have to go backwards to go forward. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get at. So anyways, I'm not this guy that's going to sit here and make these videos. It was an accident that ever blew up. I didn't want that to happen. I don't want any type of BS from it. I swear on my life. I did videos 5 years ago, and it just became overwhelming, and I wasn't what I wanted to do in this world. But I'm just here to encourage you. If you're going through some shit right now, don't stop. Don't give up. If you're in this rut, just keep going, dude. You'll get through it, I promise you. But going out there and destroying stuff like what happened in Minneapolis and breaking things isn't helping anybody, dude. Like, I refuse to burn a business down. I'm a business owner. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I refuse to create destruction. I don't care what it's for. I don't care, dude. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to bring that, because I have friends that are in the industry of insurance, and I work on their houses. And I've asked, and this is hand of God, why are our premiums so high? You know what they say? Well, when you burn the city down and then you start flipping cars, and all these people that shouldn't drive because they're illegal have driver's license, we just give them to them in Minnesota because that's what we do here. Look it up. And there's accidents causes. We got to raise the premiums up. So then I'm thinking in my mind, oh, so the people that lost their minds and flipped out and destroyed things, they're the reason why my premiums are so high. Oh, because a lot of people need help, and that's fine. But if you want to suck the tit and create all this chaos and then all this destruction, oh, now we have to pay more taxes because so there's a group running around. They're the reason why this is happening. It's not because of anything else. It's because and that's just the truth. And I'm sorry that if that hurts your feelings, but that's just 1 + 1 is 2, my friend. I don't care if you divide it and you cut it in half and you want to do whatever you want to do. 1 + 1 = 2. I'm sorry. That's what it is. It is what it is, my friend. So I'm going to let you go. I'll leave you with that. But again, on behalf of all the tradesmen and all the blue-collar workers in the United States that you go to work every day and you bust your ass and you take names and you do your job to the best of your ability, I want to say this to the rest of society that does nothing. You're welcome. You are welcome. So without us going to put the pumps at the gas station and the roads, you don't have a country. You take our taxes and then you use it for your own gain or whatever you're doing. So again, if you're in a place that you need help, I'm not judging you because I'm not the guy to do that. But do your part, try to work as hard as you can, and get to where you want to go. That's all you got. You don't need to go tear someone down the line because you don't like the message. And if you do that, whatever. I'm not going to respond to you, and I don't care. Because I know who I am. I know what to bring to the table. So, all right. Peace.